All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. We're going to take a look at some photos today. So yes, the search for Hal Jordan as Green Lantern is getting smaller. The pool is definitely getting smaller. And we're going to look at some of the information that I have. And I'm going to talk about my feelings on this. And again, it doesn't look good for Warner Brothers because nobody really wants to work with Warner Brothers, not the big names. And in fact, there are some reports out there that someone who's already been in the DCEU doesn't want to play Hal Jordan. But we're going to take a look and just know that these actors were pretty much handed this role. It's kind of goofy that nobody wants to take it over, but it's the state of Warner Brothers right now. The only people, somebody made this point on Twitter, it seems like the only people that want to work for Warner Brothers are either people that have already worked with James Gunn in the past or people who are trying to make a name for themselves. But as far as getting big-name Hollywood people, not so much. But let's take a look at the photos that I have grabbed. So the biggest news that came out right after I had posted my last video, and I didn't have a chance to post anything yesterday, is that Josh Brolin has passed on the offer to play Hal Jordan in the Green Lanterns series. Now, out of all the people that they chose, I think he looks most like Hal Jordan and would have done the best job. Now, I did have somebody come out and say, you didn't want him at all. And no, I don't. I want somebody who's much younger, more in line with what the Justice League should be. But if they are hell-bent on using somebody older, somebody in their mid to late 50s, he looks great. He would be perfect for the role. I don't think any of the other guys fit this role. But he was the first to pass, and it was obviously offered to him as, hey, you get first shot at this. You want it, you want to take it. But Josh Brolin passed on it. Now, this got passed around social media, and I thought this was freaking hilarious. So it says, it shows him talking to Mr. Terrific, and it says, on my planet, the S stands for Star-Lord. This one actually made me laugh out loud. If you don't get this reference, you don't know James Gunn, you don't know Man of Steel, you don't understand what's going on here. But this was probably one of the funniest memes that I've seen put around in regards to the DCU so far. Because, I mean, that's what this suit is. All right, so this came across my Twitter feed, and this is from Jack Balky. He says, hey, everyone, I've been super motivated lately after a long break, and I just can't stop designing. I've been working on some new Superman art for the upcoming 2025 film. Enjoy. At the Daily Kryptonian. I actually have a problem with this picture, and I even mentioned it on his Twitter feed. We're going to take a look at the whole photo. And I don't mean to knock the guy's work, but this is just a rehash of the Man of Steel poster. I actually have the vinyl. It's probably my favorite poster that I own of Superman, and this is a direct ripoff of that. There is nothing original about this. All he did was take the Superman symbol and switch it with the new logo, and he turned Superman around. That is actually Henry Cavill's Superman, and that is one of my favorite shots from Man of Steel. And I'll bet you, I would bet, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm betting this is someone who didn't like Man of Steel, but will still use the art from it to promote Superman. Talk about the irony. So shortly after I found out about Josh Brolin, the news came out that another A-lister has turned down the role of Hal Jordan, Matthew McConaughey. And I wouldn't have expected him to take it. Like his acting, and I really like his acting, but I don't see him as Hal Jordan. I just don't. But it says another A-lister celebrity joins Josh Brolin in turning down James Gunn's DCU offer. It's starting to seem like the people joining him are either just trying to get their names out there or they're friends with James Gunn, which is what I said and where I got this kind of, this report from. And it's very true. These two guys were handed a golden opportunity to play a big role in the DCU. But like I said, I have a feeling that they're going to push, Hal Jordan to the side, and we'll never get to see Hal Jordan in live action in his prime, which I think is stupid. I really think it is stupid. He has always been the face of Green Lantern. And to have him be this old, and I hope this is a wake-up call for Warner Brothers to understand this isn't what the audience wants. Now, this is absolutely a rumor. I could not find anything else to back this up, but like I said, as stuff comes across my feed, I will share it. It says a rumor. A big name like Hal Jordan will be considered for the role of Batman in The Brave and the Bold. So it'll be interesting to see who they decide to pick to play Batman. It's funny that they would get a no-name to play Superman, but not a no-name to play Batman. And honestly, with what James Gunn is doing, he's better off just hiring people who have never done anything before. I think trying to put a big name into it would be a mistake. And so we'll see what happens moving forward. I don't know if they're going to wait. They'll probably wait until Superman comes out. I don't expect a lot to come out about Batman and the Brave and the Bold until Superman gets released. But I will tell you, with them editing as time goes on, there should be stuff to show the investors. And if it does end up looking like something that's going to be very special, they could move forward with projects sooner and get things rolling. But it's still going to remain to be seen whether the audience is going to like it or not. Now, I thought this was an interesting article by Variety. It says, Colin Farrell complained on the Penguin set and said that I effing want it to be finished. He said this after wrapping. He said, I never want to put that effing suit on again. Are they already preconditioning us to get ready that after the Batman 2 that this universe is done, that they're not going to move forward with anything else? Obviously this was a Penguin show, and there were, I think, 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken, so he was going to be in a majority of the shots. He was a big part of it. And why they didn't get somebody who looks like him to begin with is kind of weird, because they could have found somebody who didn't need all the prosthetics and all of the makeup to look like that. But he was one of the best parts of the Batman. So I'm eagerly awaiting this series to come on TV. All right, so this had a lot of people up in arms, and a lot of people did not like this. But it says, this comes from comicbook.com, and it said, this was not what fans were expecting to happen in DC. DC make Batman's butler, Alfred, a new Green Lantern. And the comments, people did not like this. They didn't like it at all. But I wanted to click on the article to find out what it was. And this is not in the main DC continuity by any stretch of the imagination. What this was, it says, Alfred Pennyworth wields a power ring in DC vs. Vampires World War V, number 2. DC had that 12-issue limited DC vs. Vampires. I didn't read it. I didn't care. And this is a spin-off of that. It shows that, he did become a Green Lantern in that series, but that is an Elseworlds story. So don't worry, they're not bringing Alfred back as a Green Lantern in DC continuity. All right, guys, so there you have it. The DC news for the day. If anything anything big actually breaks in the news, I will be back for another video. I don't anticipate anything right now, though. Things are kind of quiet. I bet the Joker's going to come and go very quietly. And just so you guys know, the numbers for the Joker 2 are not doing well. They're expecting that movie to make less than $80 million on its opening weekend. And for a movie that broke $1 billion, those are bad, bad numbers. And what that shows is I do believe that the audience, they have fractured the DC fan base so much that they're going to have a hard time getting people to go back into theaters to see their films. It's just what's happened. And Warner Brothers has nobody to blame but themselves. All right, guys, so there's my update for the day. We will see you guys on the next video.